This is a priority that is shared by members of both parties, and most importantly, it's shared with the American people and by the American people. I have laid out the principles for the biggest and boldest infrastructure initiative in at least a half a century. This framework will lead to a $1.5 trillion investment in American infrastructure.
But the question really is, how do we pay for it all? Here now is Senator James Inhofe. He is chairman of the Senate Subcommittee on Transportation and Infrastructure. He was at that bipartisan meeting with President Trump. Senator, great to see you. Thank you for being here.
Well, it's nice to be with you, David.
One thing that concerns us, particularly us conservatives who think government has enough money, is this idea of a 25-cent tax being put on top of an 18-cent tax that we already have on a gallon of gas. Particularly as gas prices are going up, the price of energy is leading the inflationary surge. And as we're going into a November election, do you really think that's feasible?
Well, look, there are a lot of people on the committee, I won't name names, who are obsessed with the idea of raising that tax, or any other tax, I might add. But that could be a last resort. Let's start. We talked in the meeting with the president yesterday about a reminder of what's happening now. Right now, we've gone through our fourth quarter under this president, where we've increased our increase in the economy from 1.5 to 3 and going on 4 right now. Now, for each 1% increase, that develops about $2.9 trillion in revenue. And so that's something that is out there. Look, that wasn't a Republican idea. That was John Kennedy back in 1962. He said the best way to increase revenue is to reduce marginal rates. That worked, and that increases economic activity.
Right.
Then we have a lot of other things.
Why, given all that history, are we even talking? I mean, the president did seem to endorse a 25-cent tax on gas yesterday. It's led. There's one guy from FreedomWorks who said the following: "I'd hate to see a new tax siphon off 20% of the $1,000 tax reform bonuses back to the swamp this year." I mean, that's the way a lot of people feel. My God, we're just getting the swamp drained a little bit. Some politicians want to fill it up again.
David, no, I agree with you. And that's the way he characterized it, that would be a last resort. We have so many other things that are working right now. We're taking programs like the WIFIA program and are putting those where we can actually work on our water ports, which is a part of this infrastructure. And then the thing I just mentioned, we're already reaping the benefits of the increase in the economy and what that means to developing more revenue. So, yeah, as a last resort, that's the way the discussion went yesterday in the president's office.